You're listening to Bionicle Commentary Central, the show where almost all the time the cast shows up.
Alright, today is Friday, February 26, 2016. I'm still accustomed to saying 2015 for some reason.
I keep saying 2017.
Yeah, that's weird. And you are listening to the Bionicle Commentary Central podcast.
Episode 43.
Episode 43. Today we have a very light cast in the form of me and my boss.
Me, LQ. I am here.
Yes, we don't...
Everyone but Caps informed me they wouldn't be here. They informed me they'd be on a temporary leave of absence.
Mm-hmm.
Emphasis on that they told us beforehand before they left and they'd be back. Anyways.
Yeah, they should hopefully be back next week.
Kepler, however, didn't inform me. I don't think he realized since he came back we do that now. It's like the old days where he used to sleep through the podcast and then wake up just as we were finishing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I mean, I don't know his schedule, but let's just get on with it, shall we?
Yep. Okay, it is episode 43. I was just pulling that number out of nowhere.
Yep. Now, just a quick tidbit. You can still send us emails at bioniclecomedycentral@gmail.com. Got it right this time. Yes! You can ask us a question or two, but please...
No more than 3?
No more than
please.
3, yeah. And make sure to include an interesting title. We will...
And your screen name.
Yes, and your screen name. We will be doing just one or a few emails today.
Yeah, I think we will.
All right.
Depending on how long we'll do one at least.
Even though Leo is not here.
Mm-hmm. We'll just take the one from the bottom.
So sit tight, and we're going to start off with discussing the designer videos that went up this past week, as well as Bossman, or aka LQ's new quest, the release of the Master Control app. I'll also be reviewing a set, and I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get there. We'll also be going over Bionicle's history of voice acting, and then we will finally conclude with the listener email. So, let's start.
Okay. Well, first off, the app was released. That's a thing. I don't own any device that can take apps, so I don't know anything about it.
I was going to get it, but then I'm like... It looks like an Infinity Blade clone. Like, it's basically an amalgamation of Mortal Kombat, kind of like that kind of engine, but with Infinity Blade. And I've played the Infinity Blade
Newsflash,
games.
we just got a copyright claim.
I played them, like, so much that I'm kind of sick of the formula.
Sorry, but I had to mention this. YouTube, you suck. We got a copyright claim on a video that isn't even public yet.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. Leo's most recent video, which it doesn't use any clips of music that are longer than 20 seconds. It's under fair use.
Huh.
And already, it's got a copyright claim, at least in Germany.
Well then, I guess I'll stop what I'm saying and say hashtag WTFU.
Where's the fair use?
Well.
YouTube sucks.
Anyway... Why don't we just skip over to the designer videos, because none of us have played the game. I don't particularly care for it. That, and they also don't have my 3 favorite toy yet in there.
I want to play it, but like I said, I just don't own one of those devices, and I don't plan on getting one.
So, why don't we just skip that?
So they released some new designer videos. There's some... Me and Ford had an interesting debate about this the other day.
Yeah. So, in the first one... I don't know which figure he's going over. I think it's Tahu first. And the designer says, we've wanted this very detailed look since the beginning. Is that supposed to imply that they wanted all of this over-greebling since the 2015 Winter Wave? Because I believe it is. Now, from what LQ and I could conclude was that It was just because of parts molding concerns. Like they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
They had a limit of the amount.
Here, let
of
me
parts
try and
they could
explain
mold.
my explanation of that a bit better, because people who don't know the context might be a bit confused.
Yeah, that.
So
you could
Ford
say
was
that.
wondering why they didn't originally go straight to this.
Yeah, because if
more
that was their whole
detailed
like
aspect.
goal, why not do that from the start? Like, why even waste your money and your time on a panel at Comic-Con to not use for making a new mold?
And here's my explanation for that. One is the designers don't exactly choose the budget. The higher ups choose the budget. So they're given like okay, I don't know this for sure. I explained this for the other day. This is just like common stuff you hear in the community from bits and pieces, and what we know from Lego's history is they're only allowed to make so many new molds per wave. They're not allowed to make just as many as they want. So they only had so much they could work with. And plus, I don't think the panel at New York Comic Con actually comes close to the cost of the price the new molding process
but
takes.
it was also money that they could have allocated elsewhere.
I know, but I think that
now,
panel was
another thing,
important, though, to
that I'm kinda
marketing, though.
wondering
You gotta
now-
remember that, too,
sorry.
that marketing is important if they ever want to make it to that state.
Right. And another thing I'm wondering now is, like, what if they were just given that money to make the panel because, like, they asked? Not just
They could have
because
been, too.
it was, like, extra leftover stuff from their budget for that year.
I don't think there is, like, a whole overall budget for the theme, to be honest. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it.
I mean, like, what we're saying here is, I guess it's just conjecture. Like, it's just us guessing.
Yeah. But they are educated guesses.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, from that first designer video, from that just one line, I'd like to know what happened internally for that to occur.
You see,
Just out of curiosity.
I've always been under the assumption that that's what they were going for, was to go into this more detailed design. I know Ford wasn't exactly... Ford, you kind of expect them to more stick with the 2015 aesthetic, didn't you?
I did, because they really rolled with it last year, because, like, even with the art style of the animations, it was all, like, straight and to the point. It was like, it was like your stick figure. Like, it's just a simple stick figure. Whereas you had, like, all these characters who were just simple, like, shapes put together in a specific arrangement so that they resembled their set counterparts. They didn't need that much detail. They were the characters. Now, you add in everything else, and I mean everything else, and you have what we have now.
You see, I had always assumed it was going this way from my standpoint. I always saw 2015 as a transition phase into the going back more towards the older aesthetic, not as the new normal.
Well, as far as we know, it's getting that way.
Which, that's a debate we've had many times.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is why we think that they didn't go right into this phase. And like I said, there was a lot of new parts last
because
wave,
the
is
thing
basis
is, like,
of it, and they
if
had to
that's-
work with that.
If that's what they wanted all along, why not do that?
Again, I'm almost certain it's budget, and like I said, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm also may have been a transitional marketing scheme, because, like I said, they've had these Hero Factory on the shelf. They probably has a fan base. They don't want to go right into something that looks so totally different that it'll think
But they
that
just
product's
did.
just all gone.
They just did.
Well, yeah, they did, but they did it slowly. 2015 was the transition into this.
I think it was just a little bit too extreme. I mean, maybe
I
with
don't. I think-
the skull
I still
villains,
think
they
there could have been a
kind
better
of, like,
extreme.
eased into it, but I don't think it was really just quite enough easing into it. Like, it almost...
I disagree, but
it
like I said,
almost
that
felt
was a
like
big
a
had.
really hard fall. To me, at least. But if that's you, then cool.
So I
yeah.
think it's not that they didn't like the 2015 sets either, as you said, they may have not. I think it's just, it's like working with a different material of art. You know, just because you didn't do it with your preferred palette one time doesn't mean you dislike the piece you made with it. It's just
Pretty
they were
much,
working
yeah.
towards this different palette that they have now, and that's the one which they would like to work with.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what they're going to do, then... I mean, Lego's a great company. I trust their judgment. I just hope they don't mess anything up along the way.
Speaking of messing stuff up has to do with cringing, and speaking of that, Ford told me to watch this video if I want to cringe.
Ah, yes. So there were 3
It is
designer videos.
Lego Bionicle 2016 1HY Kids video.
So this one features the lovely Matt Bedecker, who does all that fancy artwork that we all love so much, showing a random kid who I'm pretty sure they picked up off the street. Yes, they kidnapped children for playtesting.
Is the kid Danish?
I believe he is. Now I believe
all Danish kids have really hipster hairstyles like that.
I believe LQ is watching this in real time.
I'm about to start. I'm just looking at the picture right now. He has like a really hipster hairstyle. It looks like grass or something growing out of his head.
It's the glasses that complete the look.
He reminds me of someone. I can't put my finger on who.
He reminds me of like some kid in a cartoon with glasses and spike. Who was the kid in Meet the Robinsons? He reminds me of that
Cornelius?
Kid. He reminds me of that
His name
kid.
isn't Cornelius, that's what they called him.
Right? He reminds me of that.
Yeah, except
so
Cornelius didn't shave the sides. He has like a mohawk, but the mohawk is like colored like blonde grass.
But it's so weird. It's just an uncanny resemblance.
Kid, if you're listening to this, nothing personal. You can change your hair.
Yes. You do you.
The designer in this video does seem a little bit more competent on camera, though.
Yeah, one thing about these designer videos that the both of us have been kind of, like, cringing about...
This kid is on a script!
...is the fact... Yeah, the thing that we've been kind of cringing about is the fact that none of the designers really, like, flow on camera. Like,
which isn't their fault. This just wasn't what they signed up for, honestly.
Like, you take, say, the big direct-to-consumer set designer videos, like the UCS and, Temple Verjitsu and like all the modulars, like all the designers like really work well on screen, whereas these are kind of like yeah, let's just find things to talk about. I mean, like even at one of them, it was the one where they were featuring Liwa Onua and Gali, and at some points it just felt like the designer was like, okay, guys, I don't like these. Can I just like say that it has a thing and move on?
I'm watching this. This kid is so on a script.
It is very bad.
I know there's kids that can do better than this. Again, kid, if you're listening to this, which you're probably not, because you're not speaking in Danish, I'm sorry, but someone could have done your job better.
He's also, he's looking like directly into the camera at some points. Bad acting.
This is another thing about budget. These videos need a higher budget.
I mean, like, do they actually need that much of a budget to produce?
They don't. We could produce something like this. I have those supplies for it.
Oh, speaking of producing things, this week, or just yesterday after recording this, we finally released the first Galador review.
I'm skipping ahead in this video.
I actually think I did better than these designer videos. In that one review that, behind the scenes, by the way, I recorded that in August last year.
Yeah.
It's been on the back burner for quite a while.
Kopaka's mask is missing the stud in this video.
Yes, I was irked as well.
I hope the kid got some free sets out of this video.
Better. You kidnap him off the street? Hey, I want some free Lego for my time.
Maybe he's just an orphan, now they keep him in the basement.
Oh.
No, that's a bad life. Come on, wouldn't you want to be a kid living in the basement of the Lego factory?
That would be terrible.
But you have all these shelves of bricks and stuff.
But what about food and, like, proper shelter and nurturing?
I'm pretty sure they'd give him food, and you already have shelter. You're in a basement.
But what about nurturing?
There's Legos. Legos.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, well, that was interesting. Yeah. Lego's marketing is a bit more quality control.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember actually, it was a while ago, my little brother was watching. He's like, I believe, 7. Yeah, it sounds weird that I don't remember his age, but when you have 7 siblings, you don't remember everyone's age. Anyways, he was 7. He came to me, he was like, look, he was in a Java design video, and he just came to me, he was like, shocked at how odd they were saying things. I mean, that's kind of a sign that are these videos appealing to?
Yeah, I think in the future they really should get the head designers to do it because they seem to flow better. Because the head designers are in charge of both design team and marketing team, or at least like they work with the marketing team more directly than the designers do. So I would think they'd be the better pick anyway. Because they're the ones that can speak more. They're more the public speakers rather than these very what seems to me like introverted people who tinker with parts all day.
I'm not sure that they're technically introverted.
I don't know if they're
some
introverted,
people don't
but
work on camera.
they don't work on camera at all.
Yeah.
So,
like, just look at our old podcast and how much time it just takes to get used to being recorded.
Yeah.
You just physically can't speak normally when you first start. Now I feel like I can talk. I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest speaker. I'm still working on it, but I feel like I can talk a lot more naturally now than I did when we started over a year ago.
True. I feel much more comfortable, like, just talking as well. But,
Speaking of me, though, I have a quest.
Oh, boy.
So,
your quest?
For the big Bionicle fan I've always been, there have been some things I've never gotten around to, specifically a few story serials that I've never read. I figure I really need to get around to reading these, because I've always wanted to. It's not that I haven't wanted to read them, it's just like, I never get around to it, and I don't know why. So, I'm going to make it a point, from now on, for the rest of this year, to finish all the Bionicle serials that I haven't finished yet. Starting with Brothers in Arms, which is one I really wanted to read for a long time.
Oh, that one's good. You're going to love that one.
So, as part of this, I figured it would be best, since I'm going to be reading through all of these, that we could talk about them on the podcast, since they'll be fresh in my mind afterwards.
Oh, cool.
So, over like a once a month, once every few episodes segment, I'm going to want to have a segment where we're going to be discussing the serials I've recently read.
Huh, cool.
So, like I said, this will help me hold me to reading them. People didn't watch stuff. This was back before 2010.
Sure, watching.
Back
there was
when
also
we read
some
stuff.
listening in there because they did like recorded stuff too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
actually listened to all those multiple times. Yeah, the recorded serials are my favorites, especially Samad's Tale. You know, it was a year ago now. Me and Orion recorded this great commentary on Samad's Tale. It was so funny. We were laughing a lot. We had all these great jokes.
Wow.
But then at the same time Orion went on the road, so he wanted to edit it, and then he couldn't get a chance to edit it, and it kind of just all fell apart because we didn't even finish the book at that point.
Aw,
so it's
man.
probably never going to be released at this point. It's sad because there's a lot of good stuff in there. Like I don't even want to say it because I feel it takes away from the episode.
Wow.
There is a part about Anona being part of the Illuminati.
We still need to release the what's it called? The cliche Let's Plays.
Yeah, actually, I got the logo for that today.
Oh yes! Ah yes! Oh, that's so much fun.
Coming soon to the
That
PCC.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I can never look at the Matoran. All those Matoran. I can't look at them the same way again.
You know, someday, me and you, after we release these, we gotta go do some commentary on the rest of the stuff that he's done.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Well, anyway, speaking of me doing things...
Also on the agenda, we've gotten more info about Journey to One, which comes out in a week
Oh yeah,
from
we
today.
got a poster that looks way too epic for a show about toys.
The poster does look really cool. We've also got a
Yes.
production company. It's Volta. It's a Canadian and I believe Singaporean.
I don't know. They're from Singapore, apparently.
Yes, they're either Canadian or from Singapore, which is actually like most of LEGO's production studios.
I mean, that pretty much makes sense. Like,
Their resume isn't
toward
that huge. I don't know. I can only see part of their LinkedIn profile. They do a lot of video game stuff, actually, which is strange because remember how I commented on how some of the animation stuff looks like video game cutscenes?
Sort of, yeah.
So that would make sense then because it was made by a company that's done video games before.
Huh, cool.
Also, we've got the writer, and I am very happy with their choice of writer.
I heard that he wrote... Or, what's his name again?
Mark Palmer.
Yeah, I heard that he wrote a few episodes of the Rugrats.
Yeah,
I
he
used to
wrote...
love that show.
Mm-hmm. He wrote the Rugrats. He wrote an episode of Penguins of Madagascar. I really liked that show. Kim Possible,
Wow.
Rugrats, like I said,
Yeah,
Legend of Tarzan. I watched that
he
for a while.
has quite the
Buzz Lightyear of
resume.
Star Command. Oh, I
Oh
love that show.
yeah.
I hardly remember the plot lines to be honest, but
Same.
it was. I just remember it was such a great show when I
Yeah.
was a kid.
Uh,
There's like nowhere you can get that show now, is there?
I don't know, to be
It
honest.
never released on DVD or anything, as far as I know.
Wow.
I want to. I feel like we need to see it now, so you like can
Yeah,
catch up on Mark
that'd be
Palmer's
cool.
stuff before we watch
Yeah,
it.
but this guy has quite the resume.
He's
And
Wild
we were joking.
Thornberries. He
We
did
were
a lot of
joking
older
before,
Nicktoons.
in our little private chat, that
Okay.
Glenda, who isn't here with us today, she looked up the name, and she found a guy who'd been dead for 3 years already. And I'm like, so perhaps he died, but then in heaven, he got this really great idea for Journey to One. So it brought him, the very idea brought him back to life, and he journeyed over to Denmark to Lego headquarters, stormed in, and was like, I have a great idea! I brought myself back to life for this! Take it!
Let's hope so. Anyways, he is a very credible writer, which I'm happy about. He also wrote an episode of All Hail King Julian, which was on Netflix. I'm gonna have to watch that episode, see how his recent rating has been. But yeah, I'm happy they got a very credible writer. It wasn't just some no-name or anything.
Hey, Merlin Man was not a no-name.
Merlin Man wasn't a no-name. We
He
just
was
found
cool.
the wrong Merlin Man first.
Yeah.
It's Merlin P. Man.
He's cool! I don't
Yes,
care!
Merlin Man's a great guy.
He's cool. Anyway, speaking of cool stuff, I have a set review. And you're not gonna believe it, but it is a Star Wars set. Why do I always review Star Wars?
Also, I got something on the director.
Oh, cool.
Nicholas Dennis Robitalia.
You have more time to guess what the set is.
Robitalia?
Oh, cool.
I believe I know, though. I think I read it on the itinerary.
Well, yeah, you know, but the audience doesn't.
Anyways, he's worked on several Assassin's Creed games as a director,
Cool.
which is interesting. I mean, I don't play Assassin's Creed,
Yeah,
but
I
I've
don't
heard
play it
people
either.
like them.
I hear they're getting a little phased out by now, but who
I
knows?
have too, but he worked on the earlier ones, like around 2010, 2012. So,
Well, this set I'm about to review isn't getting phased out anytime soon, at least. So recently I picked up the First Order Stormtrooper construction set, and it is one of, actually no, probably the best set I have picked up this year. Aside from Umarak, he's awesome. So the main reason I got the set to start off with was he had a lot of really nice white parts and a lot of nice recolors that didn't come in as much as let me start again. They didn't come in that amount in any set before, so I thought, oh, why not get that and it'd be a good parts pack. And then I found out it was a really nice set that was done very well. Like the functions are cool. He has 2 weapons. Like, okay, cool. You're trying hard, huh? He has a missile launcher in his blaster rifle, so that's cool. It's just the standard new kind of spring-loaded missile that they use, not the stud shooter.
I don't like those very much, honestly.
Yeah,
The
I don't like
spring-loaded.
this one either because as soon as I fired it off once, guess what happened?
Not that I like stud shooters either. The studs are. I'm losing all sorts of studs from my 2016
Can you even
sets.
guess what happened though?
It's gone.
Yep. Good thing it comes with 1 extra.
I just think like the ammunition for those is too big and bulky.
It is a bit. Like I tried to kind of modify the gun a bit to give the grip a better piece because it's only attached using 1 red 2 long axle. So constantly when you're like taking off the blaster, the red axle will stay in the hand. So I thought, oh, why don't I modify it so that the missile still works and I can like put a 3 long axle in there with a stopper and it won't do that. Well, when I put the 3 long axle in there, it wouldn't let me put in the missile all the way. So basically you can't do the missile thing anymore. So from that point on, I just kind of filled in that little center space where the trigger is supposed to go for it. So now it's just a display purpose thing. But it looks really cool. He's incredibly fun to pose. I'm also fairly certain that this version of the First Order Stormtrooper kind of action figure thing is based on the Daniel Craig Stormtrooper, that one in the movie. Because
who's Daniel Craig again?
Because he can do the James Bond pose.
Oh, it's the James Bond Stormtrooper.
With his,
I was
pistol.
hoping it would be based off the crowd control Stormtrooper.
No, it has to be based off the James Bond version, because he can do the James Bond pose. Like he's aiming the gun down the sights.
It's too bad I relate to that crowd control Stormtrooper.
Well then, I have not built a staff yet, but I really should. But all in all, I felt like it was really worth my money. But
how much was this set?
It was $20, and even though it's not a very big set with a lot of stuff going on, it's a very nice display piece, and I feel like I did get my money's worth. By the way, the helmet, it is awesome.
Did they ever release a normal Stormtrooper construction?
No, they haven't yet.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, but the helmet's awesome. The armor layering is great. The only gripe I had with it was I felt like the legs were just a bit too long at the thigh. So I just shortened them by one module, and looks fine to me. But all in all, if you're looking for a good parts pack full of great white parts, no shark pun intended, and if you're looking for, or if you're looking for just a really nice Star Wars construction figure that just came out, I highly recommend the First Order Stormtrooper. It's a great complement piece if you already have some, and it's a great starting kit. So I highly recommend it. And if you can find it on clearance, even better, but I feel like the $20 is worth it.
I still haven't gotten any Star Wars construction sets myself. I don't think I'm going to start collecting, because like I said, I'm a guy who has a hard time getting one-offs. I like to collect that. Like we were talking about with the Ninjago stuff, how I have to get every minifigure in a set.
Yes,
or none at all. Speaking of Ninjago stuff, the Ninjago sets just look better and better every day. I wish they weren't so expensive.
They're all...
I also want to see pictures of Samurai X Cave.
Everyone does. But as of right now, we still don't have pictures.
But you know what we did get? Well, we talked about this last week, but the trailer to Daring to 1, I've heard some... No, I hadn't heard anyone else... Dang, I'm stumbling over myself. How professional. Anyway... I've heard a lot more people's opinions on it since then. I found out there's a lot more negative feedback to the voice acting than I thought there would be.
Yeah, so am I. People really do not like Umarak's voice, apparently.
I didn't have a problem with it when I first heard it, honestly. I mean, I can see some of their points. I don't think their criticism is invalid, but... Leewa's also, I heard people didn't like. I didn't mind Leewa's either.
The thing is, I don't really know what the voices are just yet. Because, they could be anything. I don't know if Leewa's in that trailer is actually Leewa's. I don't know if Tahu's in that trailer. I'm pretty sure it's actually Leewa's.
I feel like the context is very important with voice acting.
I want the
trailer was put together
context
terribly.
Beforehand. Before making my final
That trailer was a pretty bad trailer, honestly.
It was terrible.
All the other trailers were much better. They were epic. They had cinematic feel to them.
Yeah, because I don't know.
This one
I don't know if I made
almost
this
felt
clear
PBS,
in our last podcast when we were talking about it, but I wasn't all too enthused with the trailer. But then this poster came out for it that we discussed earlier, and I'm like, okay, I am no longer not excited.
Yeah, the poster is a cool poster.
Yeah.
It's like a movie-looking
Like
poster.
I said,
the only thing I found kind of strange was what are they supposed to be standing on Akira's back?
I don't know. I think it's just Tahu's supposed to be standing there, and they're just all kind of silhouettes. But it looks way too legit for a Lego show. with only 4 episodes.
Yeah, but I feel like this show is looking very well visually, at the very least.
Yeah, it's just I need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
1 week.
Which,
haha.
Yep, 1 week, and you'll be able to hear our opinions right after we watch it.
Yes. We're also considering a commentary, but we're not.
We've only had
sure
one
yet.
person respond on that, though.
Yeah.
If this will come out, you'll still have a few days to respond if you want to see that or not.
Yes.
When this podcast comes out. And I should clarify something in the comments last week, so to be careful of copyrights. If we do a commentary, we're not going to be copying the video over into our video.
Not at all.
What's going to happen is, like, if you watch Leo and I's Bionicle 3 commentary, it'll work like that, where you have to sync up the show and the commentary at the same time.
Yeah, we probably...
That way our content is all our own, Lego's content is all their own, everyone's good.
Yeah, we'd probably say, like, okay, start the movie starting now. And then that'd be okay. If we actually do that, so...
Mm-hmm.
We're still deciding on it.
We definitely wouldn't put it in. Like I said, we just got a copyright strike.
Yes.
Or was it a strike or was it a warning? It was a claim, so not a strike.
I haven't seen it yet.
Because we have in deep trouble if we got a strike. Those are usually for movies, so this was a music one.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah.
Well...
You know, I found out you're only allowed to combat 3 strikes at once. How does that make any sense?
Yeah, that's like... YouTube's broken.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, we can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, Vessel isn't really a thing for us.
Anyway, what I was talking about with the trailer was the history of Bionicle voice acting. People are talking about how Lewa has never been voiced properly.
How so? I loved Mask of Light.
Oh, I hated it.
I loved it.
I
cool.
hated it so much. I can't stand it. Lewa had the worst voice in there.
How? It was awesome.
I didn't like it. He sounded like an idiot to me.
But he's supposed to be like a surfer dude, sorta, and he kind of sounded like that.
He didn't even sound like a surfer dude. He sounded like he didn't know English.
Okay, fine. He sounded like a less extreme Laval.
Any amount of Laval does not make something good.
But it was less extreme.
And honestly, I prefer Laval's voice.
Are you kidding?
This Lee.
No,
I'm
you
not
prefer
kidding.
like
I really
Shaw,
hate this Lewa's
dude.
voice.
We gotta go save the day.
Yes, I prefer that to Lewa's terrible voice in The Mask of Light.
Shaw.
I definitely prefer it.
If any voices I didn't like in that movie, probably Gally. Because
I don't even remember Golly's voice. She was very unmemorable.
Exactly.
I also didn't like Onua's voice.
Oh, come on. He's like the big lumberjack kind of guy. Think of it that way.
Why is he a lumberjack? He's underground where there's no trees.
But he's the strongest Toa.
It doesn't make sense. That's not how Onua's supposed to sound. He's supposed to have a nice, deep, and slow voice like the earth.
Ooh, you sure got deep with that one. Ooh, I am phased.
Pohatu's was just weird.
I like Pohatu's.
Tahu's was probably the best, but I still don't think it was perfect.
Tahu was like, he sounded too angry all the time. Like, I am
like,
fire.
I can feel the power.
Wait, are we talking about Mask of Light still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there was the Matoran. I didn't like any of their voices. I don't think Matoran should sound like children.
But, okay.
Jala should have had a deep, manly voice. He's captain of the guard.
Yeah,
he's
that
not
was
like captain
weird.
of the playground squad.
Takua, I'm not really sure.
I don't know about Takua. I still don't think he had the best voice. It wasn't cringeworthy, but I guess Makuto's voiced pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone kind of seems to always kind of forget about Makuto's voice acting, don't they?
That was exceptional.
I'm trying to think. And the Legends of Metro Nui did a better job of voice acting, though the characterization was worse.
How so?
Vakama's characterization.
Oh, yeah. Vakama's stupid. I hate him.
Liwa, no, not Liwa. Matau is a jerk. Vakama is stupid. Like 3 Toa don't even get a personality.
Is like, exactly.
To quote our honest trailer, Nudu, the introverted nerd, ripped from his icy dorm and sentenced to a social life.
Pretty much.
In the books, too, it's terrible because they have a lot of good all three of those two have good personality in the books. And the movie just, like, totally, they throw them in a dungeon so they don't have to deal with them.
Anua is, like, basically Matau, except in brown.
Yeah. Anua was supposed to be even more of a jerk.
Anua?
He was a real jerk in the books.
Wow.
And I believe it said somewhere that, because of Onua's behavior, he was, like, never friends with anyone else on the Toa Metro.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
And then when Nua was like, yeah, I have drills.
Wanua's voice sounded more like a dwarfish. I liked it better than Onua's. Why are those names so alike? That's always bothered me.
I don't know.
The Taraka of Stone and the Tover, as if we already didn't have hard enough time trying to tell people the difference between Earth and Stone, let alone have two characters from two totally different elements have this almost identical name.
Yeah, that's always weird.
And then there was Bionicle 3. It was okay voice acting.
Yeah, nothing too special.
Oh, except for Iruni. He has like a few lines and he's always like drunk.
I thought he only laughed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all he does, though. He's
just very drunk. He says something, I believe. I'd have to go.
I don't know. It was mostly Noric.
Mask of Life probably did. Not Mask of Life. Legend Reborn probably had the best voice acting. Manui's voice acted well. I did it.
Michael Dorn is amazing.
Yeah. You know what who played Beatrix?
Who?
Who was it that did Beatrix?
Who's Beatrix? You mean
Beatrix,
Barracks?
Barracks. Who's Beatrix then?
I don't know. You just made him up.
I always thought it was Beatrix.
No, it's Barracks.
Oh, anyway, the guy that did him, I forget his name, but he also does Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars.
Really?
Yeah, and so I was kind of disappointed he was given this totally annoying. They almost, he did Johnny Test too, which I never liked that show. They almost tried to cast him based on a Johnny Test of his Obi-Wan voice, which I've heard interviews with him too. He's a very talented voice actor.
Could you imagine Obi-Wan coming from Barracks?
Well, why didn't they have him play a car or someone?
That would have been cool.
Yeah. Ford, you watched the Clone Wars, didn't you?
Yes, I love that show.
You know the episode where Obi-Wan, spoiler alert, not really because it's the beginning of the episode, fakes his own death and goes under as a bounty hunter? He plays the bounty hunter Obi-Wan goes undercover as.
Oh.
Yeah! That shows you his talent.
Oh, he would have been a cool Metis.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's cool.
Metis' voice annoyed me. He was like a used car salesman.
Yeah, it was too, salesman and gloating. More gloaty than mine. I bet you're not as handsome and good
Icarus was just
looking as I am.
a forgettable voice. Kino was annoying.
Yes.
Oh, I like the part where she starts prancing around singing "I Was Right."
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's like
that's one of the worst moments in Bionicle. What other voice? Bionicle has just never had too much voice acting. I always felt Bionicle worked better when we could imagine the voices for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of worried about the voice acting for this. Still, to be honest, I think I'm writing it off like everyone else
Honestly, I think it's gonna be like Journey to One as far as the voice acting goes. I don't think it's gonna be that great because we all do have to keep in mind, like, everyone wants it to be like, oh, Hollywood style voice acting. Okay,
okay with Ninjago level.
Look at it in the real world sense.
Mm-hmm.
It is a show based on a children's plaything with a plot that is so out there. It would take a company that's going bankrupt to come up with it in the first place. Now are we getting real?
Well, I think it could at least is fair to say let's have it on the same level as Ninjago quality.
Okay, you got me there.
But of course, they are having a hard time replicating Ninjago's success, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
It's almost like they made a mistake with Ninjago and they can't figure out exactly how they got it right.
What? The thing is, though, like, I've been wondering the same thing, like, what makes Ninjago so great. Like, it's not just one thing that makes Ninjago great. It's a ton of things. But what is that
I think the fact that it was able
that makes it awesome?
I think for one, it had really good characters. Even if they didn't start out that great, the writers are incredibly good at character development, except for when they forget they've already done it.
Here's all the factors you have: writers, actors, sets, show that looks good. Any other marketing scheme? That's already 5 things. I could list so many more.
Oh, and music. Ninjago's music.
6. And they all contribute to the success. Well then.
Speaking of that, I want to know who the composer for this show will be, the Bionicle show. I hope it'll have some good music. We've still only heard like 2 tracks.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like the animation where it just over this like 2-hour spectacle.
It's not just the
same track over and over and over again.
From the animations wasn't terrible.
No, it was a good track, but it just got saturated.
I feel like I'd really love to hear all the different variations of it. Like there's one with
actually get they'd release a file of it.
Like there's one with like electric guitars or something like that. There's one that's the one from the Legend.
Wouldn't it be nice if LEGO just helped out us content creators and gave us some of their media supplies?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Not that they're ever gonna do that, because that's terrible for marketing. But come on, I'd love that. We're give me a free advertising, LEGO. Cut us some slack.
Well, anyway, I think we should just go on to the listener email.
Sure.
And I guess this time I'll be picking.
Sure, you can pick. Okay, let's see what we've got here.
Oh boy.
Actually, how much time? We have enough time for 2. Let's start with the one at the bottom, the oldest one. Again, I can't remember if we answered this one, so I'm going to go over it again.
Okay.
This is from Toa Sai. Hello, BCC. This is Toa Sai,
Hello.
Lord of the Elements. And I'm considering starting a biotube and collaborating with... Did we read this one, Ford?
I believe we did, actually.
Okay, then Ford thinks we did, then we did.
If not, was it the one... Wait. Is it the one that asked what kind of equipment we should use?
Yeah.
Yeah, we read it. Go back to a previous episode of the podcast.
Okay, here's one from Gresh113/Master Windrider.
Oh, cool. I commented on or I replied to a comment from him today.
Yeah, avid follower of the channel. Actually, I believe he's one of the ones I have a PM I talk with. Yes,
apparently
yes,
I made him like...
Not that you're forgettable at all, it's just that I don't remember things.
I'm just going to do a shout out here. I made him like Nick Bluetooth as a set. Mission accomplished.
Anyway, I've been watching Doctor Who recently. I'm about halfway through the 2nd season. I was wondering, do any of you guys watch Doctor Who? If so, which Doctor is your favorite? I don't watch it.
I used to watch it. I got into it just around like season 6.
Which Doctor was that?
That was Matt Smith.
I only know them by numbers and the nicknames that I gave them.
I believe he was 11th. Yeah, 11th. But he played an awesome Doctor. And then they switched to Peter Capaldi, and I have the 12th Doctor, I mean. And, like, I have nothing against the actor.
Is that the current guy?
Yeah, he is. I have nothing against the actor. I didn't like his portrayal of the character, nor did I like the episodes he was in, so I just kind of dropped off.
I feel like Orion said the same thing. Well, maybe not about the actor, but he hasn't liked it as much with this Doctor.
Yeah, like, he tries to be real fun and, like, jumpy, and I don't really know how to put it. But, like, just from my impressions of him, he tries to act like Matt Smith, but he looks too old for the part and isn't.
I watched like 3 episodes of Doctor Who. Which Doctor is the one with the shaved head?
Christopher Eccleston? Yeah, the 9th. Yes.
He was the one like when they when they rebooted the series.
Yeah, that was Christopher Eccleston, yeah.
I only watched a few of his episodes, and I just wasn't that impressed.
Yeah, he wasn't my favorite, but he was still pretty cool. Was that the only question?
If anyone else was on, do they watch it? I think Mularis watches it. I don't know if Glenda watches it. I think she might.
I'm not sure about Leo or Lena.
I don't think Leo... It doesn't sound like Leo.
Yeah, I don't think
Leo
he
would
be interested in that kind of thing. So...
I know Ryan watches it.
Yeah, we don't really
Yeah,
know because it's kind of it's not a big talking point with us. So, yeah.
Probably because, like I said, we're not all that into it.
Is there another question on that email?
Nope, that was it.
Oh, why don't we get another one?
Sure. How much time do we have? Do we have? Yeah, let's just take another one from the
I
bottom.
believe we just hit the 45-minute mark, so we've got plenty of time.
Okay. Hi, BCC. So what do you... Wait, I read this one last week.
Ah.
I'm not sorting these properly. Okay, so we only have enough emails to do one this week and one more this week.
Okay.
So, Ford, your options are... This is a title that's more interesting than all the others. You're intrigued now. It ends there. It's cut off.
Great.
You wanted email? Question mark. I should have read it like this. You wanted email?
I did?
And this title should spark Leo's interest.
I think I'm going to save that last one for when Leo is actually here. Sounds like it really does pertain to him.
Because we should do it without him.
Yeah, because I kind of have to. It has to happen. So I'm going to leave that one to wait. Let's go with the long one, the first one.
Okay, this is the last email we got from 2015.
Does that mean we're going to start 2016 emails officially next week?
Yep, I think we already answered one of them at least. But, yep, all 2016 emails from this time out. This is the last of 2015.
Oh, man.
This comes from someone who didn't put a screen name, so I'm not going to say your full name on screen. If you want me to say your name, please put it in the email so I know what to address you by.
We can say hi. But anyway, hello.
It's Vezon.
It's Vezon. Hello!
Yes, we know Vezon. I forgot his real name. I knew it before, but I forgot it. Dear sirs, thank you for addressing us properly,
yes,
Vez.
Thank you.
Not many people have that respect these days.
All right.
What dost thou plan to maketh your complete history of Bionicle? When, not what. I don't read well. We've been waiting many moons and wish to have a promise of that... I can't read Old English, Vez. It's hard enough for me to read normal English. Dreams, magnitude, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we get the point.
So...
It's canceled. One of the reasons...
there's
right. Several reasons for that. One, Leo never got me a script for some reason.
Oh, right. I heard about this.
And since then, I've taken apart the sets. I've moved. I don't have any of the materials. Not that it could never happen again. I think also Chris had a hand in that.
Yeah.
And like I said, most of the stuff he was helping with is off the table now.
Yeah, I feel like from what I heard about that project, if we ever do get a chance to pick it back up, we'll do our best to do so.
Yeah. Where as of now, it's on permanent hiatus unless we make it unpermanent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I apologize. I know we've mentioned a lot of things in the past, and I think that's part of just being new to YouTube and not understanding what we're able to deliver. We made a lot of promises that we couldn't follow through on, and especially, like, recently we've had the turbulence in the roster.
Yeah, definitely.
So that affected a lot of things. We're working on reimagining how we do things, honestly, in a way. Not like totally overhauling, but like just our process.
Yeah, that's just a teaser for what's to come. Were there any other questions?
Not in this email, no.
Really?
Maybe we'll have to just dip into the rest of our emails. Send us more email, guys.
Yes, please. Keep us occupied.
We have 3 more emails in the email box.
All right.
Let's
I want to keep the one for Leo, because I have to.
Okay, so then you have 2 choices. 9 to Bionicle. You wanted email?
What's that 9-2 thing?
9, the number 9, 2, as in T-O, the Bionicle.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's see what that's about.
This one comes from the Lego Role Player / that name I can never remember how to pronounce. Hi, BCC.
Wait, what's his spelling?
Ajtazt. He told me how to pronounce it once, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but hi! Hello, if you're listening.
You told me, but like I said, I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't even know if I did tell you.
No, you didn't tell me. He
did.
told me.
Well, anyway, hello!
If a character from the Bionicle universe received one of the 9 power rings from the DC Comics... Oh!
Ooh.
This is a question I actually asked once, and I wanted to answer it for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Do we have enough time to go through all of the rings? Do we have... we might have enough
yeah, I
time.
think
If
we
not,
do.
we're going to pick this back up. Which characters do you think would be most fitting to receive those rings? Choose one character for each ring core.
I'm not too familiar with this, so you're going to have to
Okay,
learn
well,
these
we have a
few
list,
things.
Ford. Okay, well, first off, we have the green ring of willpower, the red ring of rage, the blue ring of hope, the Sinstro, which is the yellow ring of fear, the orange ring of greed, the indigo ring of compassion, the sapphire, which is pink and violet, of love, the black ring of death, and the white ring of life.
Oof.
Oh, I almost think we don't... This question needs more time so we can really go through them.
I think we should do it now, though.
Yeah,
for
we should.
example, life, Madanui.
I feel like Manu, he can't fit the ring on his finger,
but
though.
he's in the mask of life.
Mm-hmm.
So he could just make a body for himself, theoretically. Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Manu can take life. I'll agree with that.
So, yeah.
What about black? Who should be... I feel like Makuda's way too cliche.
Black is death, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, the shadowed one.
Maybe.
He kills people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it should be someone who's
Or
dead.
how about...
Take the ring of death.
Karzani.
If I recall
Karzani.
Yes, Karzani's
That'd
dead
be
too.
Awesome.
And yes, Karzani can take the black ring of death.
That'd be cool. All right. Next.
Pink ring of love.
That's not canon.
Yeah.
Galley G2? No. Nah.
No.
Gorgo? Protector of
Maybe.
Earth?
I feel like there's just no characters that really fit it all that well. We'll give it to Corgo for now.
It has to be a G2 character because that's the only place where lovies can. Like, apparently.
Or a Barra Magna character.
Shh. We're not talking about them.
Indigo Ring of Compassion. Nokama?
I'd say Nokama or Galley.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Orange Ring of Greed. One of the proc has to get this one.
Zactan.
I don't know about Zactan. Zactan's overrated.
Who's Vezon?
Vezon's not exactly greedy. He's not.
Who was the greedy one?
Thok? What about Thok?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'd say Thok, myself.
Okay, let's go with that.
Ring of Fear. Actually, I think this would be more of Makuda's ring, the Sinistro League.
Yeah, because we didn't.
Sinistro.
Yeah, we didn't.
Sinistro.
We didn't give it to. We didn't give him death, so yeah.
I feel like Fear is Makuda's.
That makes sense. That is a Makuda power as well.
The Blue Ring of Hope. I actually feel like this is Tahu's. Because he makes all the speeches.
I'd say Tahu or maybe Takanuva, but Takanuva's kind of useless. So maybe Tahu anyway.
Maybe Tahu. Tahu or Jala, actually.
Oh, Jala. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But Jala might be a good contender for the Green Ring of Willpower. Or maybe that'd be Matoro. I'm not sure. Who has the most willpower in Bionicle?
It depends on how you define willpower.
It's very vague in the Green Lantern lore, as far as I'm aware. Like I said, I'm not a huge DC fan, but...
I mean, I always thought that just green meant, like, being steadfast and strong and whatever. I don't know.
I don't know who willpower. Maybe Matoro's not the best contender because he's always talking himself down. That's not exactly willpower.
Jala.
Yeah, I'll give Jala the green ring, and then Tahu can
he was
have
always
blue.
very
and then,
very strong and
like the Blue Lanterns are supposed to assist the Green Lanterns. Then we can have like an awesome Jala and Tahu team up.
Yeah. Write the fan
That's something I always would have
now.
loved to see happen in Bionicle if it hadn't ended. Was we see the Nika actually go with the Nuva because they never met them.
You
Willie or
mean
Toa.
the Mari go with the Nuva?
I don't like the name Mari. I like the name of Nika better.
Well then.
But sadly, the Maori will forever be enslaved.
And speaking of sad things, we have to wrap
Wait,
up.
there's one more ring.
Oh, is there?
The Red Ring of Rage.
The Red Ring of Rage. Ooh.
Oh, I know who should take this one. What's his name? The bounty hunter, dark hunter.
There's like a ton of them.
Kreka.
Kreka.
It was who was the dark hunter that punched his own island in half?
I don't know.
Was it Kreka?
I don't
I
remember.
feel like it might have been Kreka, but I might be wrong. Let me see. Do we have enough time for me to look this up? Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. Dark hunters. There's so many cool dark hunters. Some people say it's oversaturation, but I just think it's cool.
Yeah, mock books are always cool.
Dumb dark hunter, violent dark hunter from stealth, strong dark hunter, ruthless female dark hunter.
Did you try strong dark hunter?
I'm just looking over the list. Kreka. Let's look at Kreka first. Krata Cal. There's a dark hunter named Krata Cal?
Yep.
Gladiator. I almost thought that said Galador. That's the name a dark hunter would take.
Plug.
Kreka. I don't see Kreka on here. Is this only live dark hunters?
Probably.
Oh, well, I don't have time to look it up, but I'd say that whichever dark hunter punched his own island in half.
Yeah, that one. Totally.
He'd definitely be a candidate
I've read
for the
it
Red Ring of
before,
Rage.
I just don't remember who it was.
I know, I don't remember. I feel like it might have been Kreka.
It may have
'Cause
been.
I feel like that was in a book. Okay, I'm going to try and look up Kreka real quick. Bionicle. A lot of K's, a lot of vowels. See, there we go. Not the Bionicle wiki.
This is a very loaded question. Perhaps we should return to it at some point.
Yeah, I'd like to return to it at some point. Get some other of the cast opinions
That'd be
on
cool.
it, too.
That'd be cool. Maybe we could return to it next week or the week after that. So, stay tuned.
Kreka lost an eye once. I didn't know that. I thought he just had a weird eye.
Apparently not.
Yeah, it doesn't say that he punched his own island in half, so it must have been someone else.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'll figure it out sometime. Like I said, I want to revisit this question. It's a good question.
Yeah.
One that I had pondered before, but no one in chat was interested to ponder with me.
Keep that in mind. So, yeah.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for listening to episode 43.
Yep.
Of Bionicle Commentary Central podcast. Please comment below your thoughts on what we've discussed today. Journey to 1, voice acting, Green Lantern and other Lantern Corps, not corpse. Cores.
Core with no S.
Or my speaking skills. You can also comment about that in the comments below.
Yes, and be sure to send us emails again.
Yes, send us emails at Bionicle Commentary.
Bionicle Comedy Central. Dang it!
It's in the description. It's in the description.
Just check the description. Do things.
For Ford and myself, LQ, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.